Good morning. And welcome to All Faiths Unitarian Congregation. My name is Susan Meissner, and I am your worship associate today. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to our service this morning. And as a friendly reminder, kindly silence any electronics or cell phones that you may have brought in. Thank you. Here at All Faiths, you will find a diverse and inclusive spiritual community where we welcome people with many beliefs. You can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, and expansive heart. Here at All Faiths, we have more than one way of experiencing the world and understanding the sacred. No matter who you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, and no matter whom you love, you are truly welcome here. Is anyone visiting for the first or second time? If so, please raise your hand. Welcome. We are glad that you are with us today, and to learn more about All Faiths, please see our membership co-chairs, Carol or Dottie, after our service this morning. You will find them in our welcoming center just behind the folding doors, or you can visit our website at allfaithsuu.org. I have several announcemements this morning. Today at 12 noon, there will be a memorial service in bricklaying for Ed and Carol Elrod. They were two of our All Faiths founding members. And additional announcements can be found on page 2 of your order of service. But I would like to remind you that if you would like to make a donation to Operation Joy for the Christmas holidays, please read the information on page 2 in your order of service. Now I'd like to ask everyone to please rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Thank you, Carlos. Now I would like to invite Linda Arthur to come forward and light our chalice. And as she does so, I would like to ask everyone to please recite the words in your order of service. We come together with our tired minds and bodies, with our confusion and questions, our uncertainties and our fears. We come together with our hopes, with our pasts and our faiths, our passions and our faith. We come together bringing all of who we are, trusting that in gathering we will be renewed, and that together we can create the world we long for. Thank you, Linda. Now I'd like to ask everyone to join in singing hymn number 413, Go Now in Peace, as our children and youth are dismissed for their children and youth program.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the
Ours is a spiritual community where we find and forge connection. We trust in the strength of our mutual support, knowing how it has sustained us day after day, year after year. You are now invited to recall the names of persons or places you are holding in your hearts, either as a source of concern or a cause for celebration. As you feel moved, please rise and come forward, sharing briefly, and kindle a flame with Alberita.
Well, I think I'll go first. My mic is on. I knew it's on. But I did want our audio person to make sure that when my mouth starts singing, to turn me down. So this is the reason why sometimes I stand up, I start talking, nothing's happening, because they still have me down. You don't want me to sing loud on a microphone. So what I would like to share today is that this is Transgender Week. It began on November 13th. Transgender Day of Remembrance will be will be on the 19th of November. And that's the day when we honor and remember the lives that were lost due to anti-trans violence. So I'm going to light this candle for all those whose lives were lost simply because they were living the life that brings them joy. So I light this. Remember, we never know who we're encountering. It even got me nervous a little bit. Just thinking about it, I got uptight. We never know who we're speaking to, what's happening to them, what's going on in their hearts, why they may have said or done what they have said and done. Remember, we're not in their minds, so be kind. Be very kind. This is a difficult time for many people. The election has people all twisted and upset. So just remember, kindness, like we talked about last week. Our youth had it, and it was the very first thing that they agreed to be with one another, and that was be kind. Nothing horrible is going to happen to you if you're kind. At least I hope not. Won't you come? Won't you come? It's your turn now. Joys, sorrows, gratitudes, kindle this flame. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so used to talking. Thank you, Joycey.
I'm sharing two joys. One is Fran Way is back with us today.
Yay, yay, yay.
Fran, we're so glad you're here and that Sarah and Meg are with you. Thank you. The other joy is that in 2019, on my 80th birthday, I was reunited with my daughter that I had to give up after her birth in 1962. But today is her 62nd birthday, and now her birthdays are my happiest days of the year.
Happy birthday.
What's her name? What's her name, George? What's your daughter's name?
Anna
Anna.
Ravenscroft. She was a Wiccan minister for quite a few years.
Well, we're going to sing a happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to Anna. Happy birthday. Anna. Happy birthday to you. It is your turn. Oh, Frank beat you. Frank.
My joy is that I've been promoted from cookie boy to hospitality guru. My concern is that there's lots of Halloween candy still left, so could you help me out with that and get rid of it, please?
Okay, Frank. Our guru back in the kitchen, coffee and all.
I actually said HBOC, but I wasn't going to say that.
Carol or Linda, whoever's first, whoever's next. Okay, Linda. Look at.
They did.
Go Gators.
For the last 5 years, LSU football team has beat the Gators. That's ended as of yesterday,
Woo-hoo.
27-16. We put them away. We played a wonderful game. The bonus and the frosting on the cake is we get to keep the coach for at least another year. So it's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Linda. 27-16. Let's light this candle for the Gators. Okay, Carol, I think it's your turn now. All right. Carol.
Carol Heilsberg, and well, my joy is music. And I'm very grateful to be a member of the Southwest Florida Voices Chorus. And Carlos, as you know, is a member of Tropical Storm. Those groups are combining to present our Christmas concert on Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th down the street at St. John's. Now, I just wanted to let you know that you can buy a ticket just at the door by cash or check that evening, but if you want to have dinner catered by Famous Dave's beforehand, you have to buy and make a reservation in advance. Carlos has told me he has a few tickets available for sale today, and I will be getting some tickets at our next Tuesday rehearsal. I'll bring those next Sunday. So, and I put up the poster on the bulletin board so you can check out the prices in advance and just see one of us if you do want to participate of Famous Dave's. We have to have everything turned in by a few days before so that Dave knows how many to cook for. So, and I'm looking forward to this concert. Our conductor always makes wonderful programs, and I think you all will enjoy it too. Thank you.
Formerly the Gay and Lesbian Chorus of Southwest Florida. I used to be the president, so I can let you know that it is a worthy organization. You definitely do not want to miss their concerts. And Tropical Storm also. Let me help you with this. Let's just do
It's
this one.
$45 for dinner tickets, $80 for couple. 45 single, 80 couple.
There you go. All right, you're welcome.
Dinner included.
And another Carol. This one happens to be my sweetheart. Okay, yes. So I am.
Hello,
biased.
everyone. I'm Carol Latino, and I have what is a sorrow, hopefully turned to a joy. We recently had a member who's been a member of UU since 1993. She recently moved to Cape Coral. She is in an assisted living and needs some help getting here. And she lives by Santa Barbara and Skyline Drive. If anybody lives in that area and can help us out, please see me. I'll give you the rest of the information.
Oh, thank you. We will light a candle definitely for helping one another. Remember, be kind. It could be you one day. What's her name, Carol?
Kath Conti, C-A-T-H, Kath Conti. And she's only been here once and would love to come back. Like I said, she's been at UU since 93.
Okay. So Carol is also co-chairs with our membership committee, and here's Dottie, who's also a co-chair of membership. So we're hearing from membership today.
Good morning, everybody. So Albie just said my name. I'm here because I'd like to thank and laud Carlos and Erica and Giovanni for taking on this little performance that we orchestrated, and things like that have to, be planned and practiced and communicated, and they did a wonderful job. That was the Dance of the Candles to the song Miserlou. So thank you all.
Thank you.
That was for trying something new. And it was good. She said that was something new, and it was a good thing. We should do it again.
Yeah.
Choose one. There you go. Perfect. John. Oh, Robert. All right, briefly.
I want to light a candle for Leo. Leo is the child of one of my nieces, and my niece's mother is in West Central Florida. They live in Missouri, in Columbia, Missouri, which is a college town. And Leo is trans, and they've wanted to move back to the area where my sister lives, but she's very safe. Leo is very safe in a university town and has a lot of friends. And I'm afraid that West Central Florida would probably not be the best place to live under the circumstances as they are right now. So please hold Leo in your heart.
For Leo. I'll do it for you. You're welcome. Okay, John.
Good morning. I'm John Conrad.
Morning.
I'm going to start off with a joy because of this being Transgender Week. I want to give a joy for my 18-year-old granddaughter, Robin, who lives in Phoenix, Arizona, which is a pretty difficult state to live in, but she successfully went through homeschooling, so she never had to experience public education. So she's a wonderful, wonderful granddaughter. Secondly, I want to mention what's going to start off with a sorrow. Some of you know that my wife, Sandy's been in a memory care facility and now skilled nursing facility for 6 years. 6 years this month. And our daughter, Lori, and I, you might know Lori Babcock, she and I have decided that sometime this coming week, she'll be transferred to a different nursing home that accepts Medicaid eligible individuals. It's a difficult transition because it's not as nice of a facility, and it also reflects that we're getting closer to the end of her life. So it's a difficult time, and I've been wanting to say something because many of you ask how she's doing. Real briefly, last Sunday, I wanted to say something, but I wasn't ready to say it. And when I came away from the church service last Sunday was a feeling of profound sadness. And I think that says it all. The good news this week, I can say I'm filled with a sense of also both a profound sadness, but profound gratitude. Thank you.
We hold you in our hearts, John. We love you very much. You and your family and your loved ones. I know these candles are challenging today. Is there anyone else? Okay.
These names and places have been heard and honored together in this community. Alongside these, we know are certain joys, sorrows, and gratitudes that remain private and unspoken. Those too have a rightful place here. We light this final lamp for all of you and for those at home who carry joy, sorrows, and gratitudes.
Okay, now.
Okay. These kindled lamps remind us that we are kindred souls, never alone in the human condition, and that there is a love that cares for all. May every good and perfect gift be yours. Amen, and Ashe. Now we have a sound for silence. In the unity of the Spirit, in the sanctity of this gathering, let us quiet ourselves as we settle into a meditative moment, a time when we can each listen to that still, small voice within and prepare our hearts and minds for today's service. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing together hymn number 123, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hands, give your life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Our opening words this morning will be in the form of a prayer. Some of it may sound familiar to you because it is called the Beatitudes. These are adapted, and the words are by Sam Allen, a fellow Unitarian Universalist. Blessed are the gender outlaws, those born with violence on the horizon, and those who narrowly, purposefully avoid restricted movements and lost opportunities. Blessed are those who are murdered, those who are killed, and those so abused that they have to leave this world too early. For you have lived your truth boldly, and your life and memory are your testament, however brief and brilliant you lived on this earth. Blessed are the ones who are themselves, despite the danger, the price you pay for authenticity, I can't see it. For authenticity is dwarfed by the confidence of your honesty. Blessed are the flawed, meaning blessed are all of us, for we are all flawed, who make mistakes, try faithfully to correct our missteps, and to be persons of integrity in this challenging world. We do our best. We miss relationships, and we build glimmering castles with our friends and our other loved ones in this place where consent and cement stacks itself upon the earth. Blessed are the allies, the understanding, those who find the best in us and others. For you will be embraced by many who will love you, for you are beloved by all of us. Blessed are the family who changed, who do their best to understand, who keep their perspective but widen it to include others who have surprised you. For love is your song, and you are fully loved in turn. Blessed are the strivers, the wanters, the creatives, and all of us who just try to be good people in our communities and our relationships. We shall build the land that we are now working on. Blessed are all, for all strive, all work, and all want to do something. Blessed, blessed, blessed are all of us, for all that we call holy loves us back. May we live in love and share it with all among us, here and beyond. May it be so.
Blessed are they, the poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of God. Blessed are they, full of sorrow, they shall be consoled. Rejoice and be glad. Blessed are you, holy are you, rejoice and be glad. You are the light of the world. Blessed are they, the lowly ones, they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst, they shall have their fill. Rejoice and be glad. Blessed are you, holy are you, rejoice and be glad. You are the light of the world. Blessed are they who show mercy, mercy shall be theirs. Blessed are they, the pure of heart, they shall see God. Rejoice and be glad. Blessed are you, holy are you, rejoice and be glad. You are the light of the world. Blessed are you who suffer hate, all because of them. Rejoice and be glad, yours is the kingdom, shine for all to see. Rejoice and be glad. Blessed are you, holy are you, rejoice and be glad. You are the light of the world, rejoice and be glad. Blessed are you, holy are you, rejoice and be glad. You are the light of the world.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Carlos. That was lovely. This morning's reading is an excerpt from Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. Now, if everyone would stand in body and spirit and sing hymn number 95 along with Carlos.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. There is more hope somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more hope somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Well, a couple of months ago, I came up with this great title for today, The Ultimate Journey. And then when I started to write The Ultimate Journey, I'm supposed to be journeying and I'm going to acknowledge the trans community and all of that. Somehow or another, I got lost in there. It was as if, I don't know, the universe was like, no, you're going to do an ultimate journey, but your journey is not going to be that journey. It's a different journey. We all take this journey every single day. Some of us acknowledge it, some of us do not. So today I'm going to talk about an ultimate journey. Stay with me, it's going to be a little different. We sang a few moments ago, don't be afraid of some change. So get yourselves ready, something different might actually happen, you can handle it. Here we go. There's a song that always makes me smile. It's from the Broadway musical Rent. Ah, yes. The name of the song is Seasons of Love. Oh, how I love that song. And it has this count of a year broken down in minutes or moments. Does anybody know it? Oh, yeah, you can raise your hand. Go ahead, say it. Oh, woo-hoo, here we go. All right, so let's see if we can sing this part. Here we go. 525,600 minutes. 525,600. Uh-oh. That's quite all right. We got the main part. Which is, for y'all who didn't sing it, this is what we said. 525,600 minutes. And then the song continues by posing several questions because they're asking you, how many minutes or moments are in a year, right? So now we think, okay, well, 25,600 minutes, and the song continues posing several questions in response to that one. And the main question is, how do you measure a year? How do you measure a year? Some of us immediately go to common measurements of time. Well, these are the responses to the question, according to the gentleman who wrote the song. I'll tell you about it a little later. He says, do you measure a year in daylight, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, and laughter, or strife? And then it ends with yet another question. How do you measure a year in the life? It didn't say a year in a life. It said a year in the life. Now, it makes you want to have another question. Whose life? What life? The life. Well, here's your answer. How do you measure a year in the life? The song takes you on the journey of time in the lives of a group of poverty-stricken young artists who are struggling to survive and create life in Lower Manhattan's East Village, also known as Alphabet City. Now, anybody who is not from New York, doesn't know New York, would try and figure out, why would they call it Alphabet City? Well, we know why, because we have Avenue A, we have all of the streets, and they're named after just one letter of the alphabet, and that would be the Lower East Side. And this was during the bohemian heyday of the Lower East Side, and it was also under the shadow of the AIDS, HIV crisis here in America. So that's what the play is about. That's what the song is talking about. How do you live a day in the life, the lives of these young people in the Lower East Side and Alphabet City? Well, the song eventually answers the question with one more question. It says, well, how do you measure a day in the life, a day in lives? How about love? How do you measure love? Do you measure love in seasons? It's a wonderful, wonderful play. If you haven't seen it, I say to you, try and find it somewhere. And the next time you see it be down here in Southwest Florida and you are here, go check it out. I've seen it. It's beautiful. See? Well, I got to stay on track. I have 20 minutes. I must not go into singing it with the gay chorus and all of that. I'll skip over that part. So this morning we're going to explore what it takes to measure not just a year in the life. Instead, we will measure a day in our own life. Just one day. 24 little hours. Exactly. A songwriter brought us that one too. And then they asked the question, what a difference a day makes. Indeed, days make a difference. Studies have shown there are advantages to living one day at a time, of embracing a be here now type of attitude. It reminds us to pay attention, to focus on right now. Because there's only one time where we're in control, and that is right now, this moment. Then whoosh, it is past, and we're in a new period of time, and that time is now. For our purposes, we will focus beyond the now to the waking hours. Again, we're going to talk about a day. The time that we are awake, which is usually from dawn through midday and on to dusk. So I'm going to break it down, and this is what we're going to discuss, or what I'm going to share with you. Many traditions, spiritual and religious traditions included, practice what I like to call spiritual anchoring, like an anchor. And they practice this regularly. Spiritual anchoring, what is that? Well, it includes disciplines such as meditation, intentional contemplation, prayer, maybe yoga, tai chi, even qigong, and others that are often practiced daily, and in some traditions, at least 3 times a day or more. Today, I would like to invite you on a journey, day, midday, dusk, or dawn, midday, dusk. I'll be like a little guide, and we'll just journey along through these periods of time. Like in the hero's journey, I'll be your guide. So your journey begins at dawn with a gentle kiss from the first indication that sunrise is near. It's not quite sunrise, but it is no longer dark. There is light. Spiritual and religious traditions honor early rising and witness the turn from darkness to the first appearance of light and awakening of nature's creatures of the day, such as ourselves. It's 4 a.m. and you are up. Rising at dawn, allowing space to witness your consciousness through prayer, intentional contemplation, and meditation. You might even read a few words of wisdom. Maybe you have a sacred book or a practice. Pull it out and you get your journal and you read. You think and ponder. You might write a few things. You might do some light stretching, attempt to do yoga or tai chi or something. All before the cares of the day have come upon you. According to spiritualist Jorge Silva, to some cultures, 4 a.m. is considered to be a special time that marks the transition from night into day, and is often seen as symbolic of renewal and rejuvenation. Additionally, in paganism, specifically witchcraft, don't get scared, there's also a spiritual meaning of waking up at this time. It is believed that those who wake up at 4 a.m. are experiencing a heightened level of consciousness and awareness that can help them to tap into their inner wisdom and power. And this is not only regulated to pagans. In fact, according to some biblical scholars, waking up at 4 a.m. symbolizes a state of alertness and being ready for what is ahead. It's a time to prepare to face anything that lies ahead in life with faith and courage, like a soldier of God. Several religious scholars believe that this act holds significance within Scripture as it appears in multiple places throughout the Christian Bible. Many of us are familiar with what's in Mark chapter 1, verse 35, where it says, Jesus rises before dawn to go off and pray alone in the wilderness for guidance and strength. For Christians, this serves as an important reminder to use 4 a.m. as a time to reflect on their lives, seek God's will, and grow closer in their relationship with Him. But that's not all. I told you, there's many traditions. Traditional Chinese medicine, it is believed that waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. is connected to the liver and gallbladder meridians and is associated with new beginnings, fresh energy, good luck, and insight into our lives. And Hinduism and Buddhism, they view this time as being a sacred window to connect with one's highest self. It is thought that if you use this period for meditation or prayer, you are more likely to achieve a deep connection with your higher self or inner truth. Believing this practice can help guide you to a greater awareness of your life, purpose through increased clarity, and understanding your own self. And then lastly, even in Judaism, according to Chabad.org, there are morning prayers, a time to rise and to climb a ladder, to ascend to the heavenly spheres and fortify their sensitivity for God and spirituality. It is considered a daily booster that equips one to tackle the day and the struggles it will present. So don't be afraid of 4 a.m. You can do it. My friends, the early hours of dawn are indeed a special time for many, so let us not sleep on it. No pun intended. We must not sleep on it, or our journeys may falter, and we will have to start again. You see, to honor our journeys is to honor life lessons that with time becomes wisdom inherent. Life lessons turn into wisdom, and they become part of you. Therefore, let us seek wisdom and practice intentional contemplation, seeking wisdom, meditating, even praying. So right now, as I share an excerpt from the poem, And Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, you are invited to lean in and listen for wisdom. You may close your eyes. I am black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into daybreak that's wondrously clear. And now as the dawn is about to part, there's one last thing, one last wisdom nugget, a quote from Gwendolyn Brooks. It's a quick one. Listen up. Even if you are not ready for day, it cannot always be night. End quote. You're now satisfied and you grab that nugget, wrap it around yourself in love, knowing that these nuggets will assist you on your journey through the dawn and on to midday. So as your journey continues past the early morning risings of dawn and day is here, at the heart of the day you encounter what we call midday. It's easy to miss because we often find ourselves so busy. We're working, we're at school, we're raising our children. We might be crafting, cleaning, reading a book, caregiving. But midday will come every day. It's marked by that empty feeling that we experience in our belly, signaling that it's close to midday. It's time to have our midday meal, a time to take a break from what may appear to be just regular mundane activities, things you do regularly, routine. But it's time to take that break. Tend to yourself. You want to eat something. Our body needs it. And yes, for many of us, our emotional and spiritual needs also need to be met. We're in that midday period. Start feeling a little something. Some of us pause and enjoy a meal. Some of us, we do it alone or with company. Others might add a little nap after they have that midday meal. And still some may enjoy a meal, take a nap, and seek to tend to those emotional and spiritual needs. You see, so far we did the body. Still, some of us may use our midday break by walking after lunch and tend to our emotional and spiritual needs at the same time. So how can we do that? By the practice of what is called walking meditation, or even silently wishing all those that you pass a beautiful life filled with joy and good health. They don't have to know it, but you can wish it for them. Some people pray for them. I had a friend of mine, every time she saw a cigarette butt, this was back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and every time she saw a cigarette butt, she stepped on it. In the name of Jesus. That's what she would do. I was like, the first time she did it, I was surprised, you know? And then I figured it out. I said, oh, okay. In her mind, she's helping these people to stop smoking in the name of Jesus. She was a Christian. That's what they do. It was okay. We all know smoking may not be the best thing for you. So she was intentionally thinking of others. Others might sit down comfortably in the cool of a garden. They may go outside on their lanai. They may read, meditate. That's also tending to your spiritual needs. We are aware that all these practices are the practices of the wise ones. So just as our body needs a refill and maybe a little movement, our spirit and our emotions are also in need. We may be busy people, but we must consciously remember to take action to feed and renew our body, our soul, and our spirit throughout the day, every day. For our body, we can do this by actively caring for our body and getting rest, exercising, eating nutritious food and all. And we can care for our soul. So we have our body. Now we're going to move on to the soul. Our soul, our intuitive nature that causes us to realize that we are. Or as the great divine mystery would say, I am. Well, it's the same thing with us. Intuitively, we know that we exist, that I am, that we are here. Put this back on. That we are here, present, alive, existing in this interdependent web that we call living. You are not alone. And we honor our spirit yearnings by contemplation, meditating, studying, prayer, journaling. So here, on our second leg of our midday journey, we join in the spirit of being woke on midday. Do not let people steal the meaning of the word, of being woke in midday. We know woke simply means being aware of what's going on, being consciously aware, not being naive and blind, walking to your car like you're the only one in the world. Somebody bops you over the head. Pay attention. Be woke. That's all that it means. I don't know what all this other stuff is. That's all that it means. Take it from me. We invented the word. So here, on the second leg of our journey, we join in the spirit of being woke in midday. That period, that time between noon and 3 p.m. It is that time after lunch, but before dinner, when we are close to winding down, but we are still deeply in the midst of, within the all of it, within the all of it, as Ta-Nehisi Coates describes it. We might start to think about the endurance needed for the rest of the day. It's 3 o'clock, soon it's over. We remember the 9 to 5 jobs. Whew, 2 more hours, it'll be done. I'll be able to go somewhere. Away from there, wherever that is. Being mindfully and spiritually aware of our bodies as we labor, we are fully present in the now, and it is challenging. But friends, let us be grateful for the task of the day, the physicality to endure it, and absorb the wisdom learned from it. So again, I'd like to invite you to once again practice a midday break and indulge in the spirit of contemplation, meditation. Here is your wisdom nugget for midday. We're going to reflect on the complete quote by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I gave you a bit of it, but here's our next one. You may close your eyes. I did not tell you that it would be okay, because I have never believed it would be okay. What I told you is what your grandparents tried to tell me, that this is your country, that this is your world, that this is your body, and you must find a way to live within the all of it. Well, our waking hours is almost over. As we draw near to the end of the day and dusk is approaching, we are close to the end of our waking journey and return to where we began. Something that we've been doing over and over as long as we've been in these bodies. We are returning to that liminal time between dark and light, dusk, not completely dark nor light. I guess you can call it gray time. It's that night, but not yet dark. And if it's misty, it can be a little creepy too. Yeah, it's true. Ooh, you know how we go out when it's foggy and it's a little misty and we look around? Yeah, it's that time. The veil is thin. We'll talk about that another time. Well, speaking of time, dusk. It's time to lay your burdens down, to let it all go and reflect on the day and the wisdom that you've gleaned, fully aware that it will not be long till this waking journey comes to an end. It is time to rest, our body, our mind, and our spirit. There are innumerable traditions that encourage evening and night prayers. I can still recall the first prayer I learned. It is believed to have been written by George Wheeler in his 1698 book, The Protestant Monastery, which reads, he set it up for you. This is what he said first. Upon lying down and going to sleep, here I lay me down to sleep. To thee, O Lord, I give my soul to keep. Wake I ever, or wake I never, to thee, O Lord, I give my soul to keep forever. Now that's not the one I learned. It's a little similar. It has the same kind of melody and then up and down little rhyming, but it's not the one I learned. A later version that was printed in the New England Primer, the first reading primer, it was designed for the American colonies and became the most successful educational textbook published in the 17th century colonial United States and became the foundation of most schooling before the 1790s. I think most of us know this one. Feel free to join in. We are all little kids and we're learning this little prayer. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Did you know there are 9 versions of that prayer? I had no idea. And listening to you all repeat it, we all learned the same one. So where are these other 9 came from? There are a total of them. And I found these 2. I'm going to share these last 2 with you, and then we'll close. Listen to this one. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Bless the bed that I lay on. 4 corners to my bed, 4 angels round my head. 1 to watch and 1 to pray, and 2 to bear my soul away. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then here's another one. It sounds very similar to the one we all know. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray my Lord my soul to keep. In the morn when I awake, please teach me the path of life to take. Yeah. It doesn't seem so detrimental, like I have to now just die. The other one kind of ends with, take my soul. At least this one says, the path to my life that I must take. I like that one, so let me share it with you. So the Christians and the pagans, the Jews and the Muslims, and many others across the globe embrace prayer, meditation, contemplation, and as a source of divine comfort and guidance. That's why they do it. On this, our last leg of the journey of being awake from dawn to dusk, let us practice just one more time as we reflect on this last wisdom message from the author, Zora Neale Hurston, from her book, Their eyes were watching God. You may close your eyes. It is so easy to be hopeful in the daytime when you can see the things you wish on. But it was night. It stayed night. Night was striding across nothingness with the whole round world in his hands. They sat in company with the others and their shanties, their eyes straining against the crude wall and their souls asking if he meant to measure their puny might against his. They seemed to be staring at the dark, but their eyes were watching God. The waking hours of dawn, midnight, and dusk are the times we are most conscious, the time we are aware and woke to the joys and perils of life. It is an ultimate journey, epic, as the young would say, and we go on it day after day, because we have no choice. Most of us here measure our days in this fashion, but minus the prayers and meditations. The song Seasons of Love invites us to measure the seasons of time through the lens of love. No matter how long the day seems, the spirit of love is what brings us joy. Love of God, love of nature, love of country, love of earth, love of each other. Yes, we can pray, we can meditate and contemplate, but all that is empty without love. Friends, we are in this liminal space right now as our government and democracy may be at risk. The many traditions, spiritual and religious, continue to include and practice spiritual anchoring regularly. Perhaps we can find peace and spiritual anchoring also. Maybe we can find time to steal away while on our daily journeys. I believe it is worth a try. I hope you do too. Amen and Ashe. Susan, you have the joke. Beautiful. How can anyone ever tell you?
I have a funny haha to offer this morning because laughter makes us generous. A man was sitting in his favorite recliner. His wife was sitting nearby. The man then closed his eyes for a few minutes and said a silent prayer. When he opened his eyes and looked around, his wife was gone. He asked his son, "Where did she go?" His son, with a smirk on his face, casually replied, "You must have prayed for your headache to go away." We appreciate your generous donations and pledges, which support our inspiring services, our dedicated staff, beautiful facilities, interesting activities, and social outreach at all faiths. We invite our visitors to place their completed visitor cards in the offertory baskets, and live streamers may mail checks or visit our website. Our offering will now be taken and gratefully received.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows have visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered and wished on the other side? Somebody thought of that and someone believed it. Then look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweetest sound that calls the young sailors? The voice that might one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da 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 da, la da 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 da.
Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. That was beautiful. He never ceases to amaze me. He picks out such great songs. Thank you. Thank you very much. Our closing words and benediction. It's called peacemaking. Every week, we gather in this beautiful space to find peace. Each week, words and music offer and celebrate peace with the hope of instilling it in us. Now take the peace you have found here back into your world with you. Renewed in our faith and inspired to act, let us be the peacemakers the world aches for. And by being peacemakers, let us find the peace we long for. And now, go in peace, make peace, and be at peace. Amen and Ashe.
Please sing along number 163 for the earth forever turning. 163 in your hymnals. For the earth forever turning, for the skies, for every sea, for our lives, for all we cherish, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the mountains, hills, and pastures in their silent majesty, for the stars, for all the heavens, sing we our joyful song of peace. For the sun, for rain and thunder, for the seasons' harmony, for our lives, for all creation, sing we our joyful praise to thee. For the world we raise our voices, for the home that gives us birth. In our joy we sing, returning home to our blue-green hills of peace.
We would like to thank our minister, Alberita Johnson, for her inspiring message, and our director, Carlos Garcia, who keeps all of the music and contributes to our services. But I'd also like to thank Regina Kilmartin, who keeps us all together in everything she does. Now I'd like to ask Linda Arthur to come forward to extinguish the chalice, and I would like to ask everyone to join in reciting the words in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Please join us for coffee, cookies, and conversation in our social hall, and go to the Memorial Garden at here at noon, 12 noon, and then the bricklaying will follow. Thank you, everyone. See you next week.